Okay, Paul Thomas, you just did several songs from a musical play, you say, that you've written. Really impressive, too. That one song reminds me of my old saying, stargazing from the gutter. You know, the same kind of idea. Tell us a bit about it. First of all, title, what inspired you to?
The name of the play is Resilience, and what inspired me to do it is I had time on my hands. I had written a number of plays prior to that, but in 1986 I had a heart attack and I retired from the construction industry, and I had about 4 months between the time I had my heart attack and the time I started school to go in to be a teacher. I went to get my teaching certificate, and during that time I wrote this play. Wow. I had some songs already written which dovetailed nicely. The play is about a family who goes through some rough times, employment issues, the kids having growing up issues, going through the angst that many kids do when they go through school, and bullying and things like that are occurring. Mm-hmm. And it's just the storyline of this family. The wife has a job at the convenience store, and she has to move to midnight shift where she's attacked in a robbery attempt, and they go through that crisis too. And the song that I just played, No Chance, was the husband singing to the wife while she's laying there all tubed up.
Well, I know from knowing you, Paul, that you have a real strong social consciousness. You know, you've written a book on politics that you gave me a copy, really well written.
Did you get to read it?
Well, I read most of it, okay. You know, and perused the rest of it. but I will say that when it comes to music, then some of your songs that even are not in this musical play also have that sense of political consciousness. And if there were any playwrights that might have influenced you, because I'm thinking of the Three Penny Opera, you know, and how that, and maybe even West Side Story. Was any of that inspired you, or was it any particular, where you just...
Musical theater, really, it all has, you know,
yeah.
Things that I'm familiar with. West Side Story happens to be the play that they're doing in this, the spring musical that the kids are doing, West Side Story, and Jeff is in the chorus, and Vanessa, his girlfriend, is the part of Maria, and the guy who's playing Tony is the guy who's got his hands all over Vanessa, so Jeff's having a problem with that.
So yeah, it's like I said, even referencing that,
right.
You kind of crossover.
Right.
Does it have any, I don't want to say politics, you know, we don't want to say politics, but social, I can hear that it has social concern.
Well, yeah, it does, because basically what it's saying is that just because you're poor and just because you have tough times doesn't mean that you're not a good person.
Right.
And I think that's a message today that's getting lost, that needs to be restated.
Good. It's very basic. Actually, that's what they call bipartisan. Hopefully, although
we want to get
we can find people to argue with you about that too. You were saying that you may, or you are getting a chance to stage this in Alaska.
Well, we'll have to get to Alaska and find out how all that plays out.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't. I know I've identified the theater. I'm hoping it can be produced in. It's right there in downtown Anchorage, the Cyrano de Bergerac Theater, and I have to make contact with those people. I'm not going to do that until the summer at the earliest when I get up there.
I wrote a musical play myself.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I know from doing that and trying just to get the momentum, you know, people interested, it's really, really difficult. However, you know, once the interest is there, you can push it through, and you know, I wish you the best.
It's impossible in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's sort of where I
Pennsylvania, the culture here really puts the kibosh on creativity because they want to have their own establishment figures get all the glory.
Yeah.
And you know, I've presented this play to a number of people in theater people here in Pennsylvania, and they all said, well, you know, we really like your play, and these scenes are funny and everything, but you know, we can't take a chance on that. We have to get some more established.
Yeah.
So even if I have to start my own theater,
Okay.
to do so up in Alaska,
Yeah.
it is, the culture up there is much more open
Worth
to
doing.
new creative artistry, as opposed to here in Pennsylvania. This Keynote being the big exception.
Yeah.
You know, this Keynote Cafe.
It's the oasis.
It's the oasis in the desert. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel very comfortable in sharing these songs here.
I've done a few of the songs from my musical in here with my set from time to time too. And,
Make a deal with you, Dennis.
Yeah.
After I get up there and I
Okay.
get established, you send me your play.
oh, sure.
And we'll see if we can, maybe after
Yeah.
I get mine done, get yours done.
It's about Aleister Crowley. I don't know if you-
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh, Aleister Crowley, the black magician who, well, I have to tell you more about Crowley
Right,
some
right.
other time, yeah. But anyway, he was sort of the figure in the 30s that had incredible controversy around him, and he was called in the papers around the world the most evil man alive, even though he didn't really do that much terrible. It was just something that sold the papers because he conducted rituals and claimed that he could invoke demons and all this other stuff, you know, real scary stuff. But he also wrote many books that were very seriously esoteric that have influenced music. You know, on the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, one of the people in the background is Aleister Crowley. And Jimmy Page owns
So
his house.
how many black people are in that
No, when I say
in that picture? So I'm gonna look him up, see if I can.
he's not black, he is black magic.
Oh, Black
Yeah.
Magic, not
He was
African-American.
a white Englishman.
I got you.
Yeah.
You said black.
I probably shouldn't have said, yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's called Abbey at Thelema, and he's the one who basically said, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. You know, and he claimed that was the end all of all situations. I could go philosophize about this, you know, but it's something to think about. A lot of people think, oh, what an evil thing to say. That means that everyone does what they want. Everyone does anyway, is what he was saying, you know. They will anyway.
What thou wilt.
Yeah, and that's the whole of the law. Anyway, a very interesting character. If you ever read up on him, he's really a fascinating figure in history. I'm going to let you
Do one more tune.
at least one more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I have 4 on the list, so I'll
Okay, good.
stick with that.
So everybody, we got
There
some
are other
new
here
people
tonight.
come in.
Yeah.
Okay, once again, Paul Thomas.